It's a brand new stadium ladder season, and we like trying out some of the high rated teams from the previous season. And one thing that ended up reaching into the top 100 of the late season was a Ribombee Alcremie team that focuses on decorate with Life Orb Terapagos. We're going to be trying out this team and seeing how well it can perform. This is a Slowpoke Alcremie Ribombee team. There's a lot of mind games. If you had never seen the sets before, if you just saw the 6 and team preview, you would probably be confused on like what you would want to face and what would you even expect from this team, because they could have a lot of tricks. So we have Slowpoke and Torkoal. Real talk, the Slowpoke probably is not going to be brought in most cases because it doesn't have Trick Room. You can't really set up for the Torkoal sweep. It's just to bluff a Trick Room mode. So your opponent probably doesn't lean towards faster Mons or fast Fangs or like their own Tailwind, for instance, which Ribombee can set up. So Slowpoke is kind of a mind game, at least from what I've experienced. But if the opponent is a Trick Room team or like a hard Trick Room team, then Slowpoke can actually do things with the Torkoal as a support. But you have a Choice Specs Torkoal. That's really just to try and blow up things under the Trick Room if your opponent does set up Trick Room. But a lot of the ideals for is going to be evolved in the Ribombee, the Alcremie, the Smeargle, and the Terapagos. So the idea of this team is surprises. You have that Shield Dust Ribombee. Some players don't know what Shield Dust does, but it's basically a Cover Cloak that the Pokemon just has access to. It's like a Cover Cloak in the form of an ability, which is actually really good. Ribombee actually has a really high speed stat. It's a base of 124. However, it's still slower than like the 135. So you have that Choice Scarf just so you can guarantee the Tailwind, because all you really needed to do is get either that positioning with Tailwind usually, and then the Alcremie, which this one you have a few options. You can go for a Decorate onto your partner, but this one's also running Misty Explosion with Cover Cloak. And the idea of this team is you can lead Alcremie and Ribombee in a lot of your games. You click Tailwind with the Ribombee, you're usually able to secure the Tailwind. And with Aroma Veil, you prevent things like the Prankster taunts from like Whimsicott or Tornadus. You can also get you just get the Tailwind up with Ribombee. You have the Shield Dust as the ability, so you are immune to fake outs on both sides. And then you also have either Encore to lock your opponent in and trap them into an unfavorable move, or you can go for that Misty Explosion. Misty Explosion is basically what it is, explosion. So you get rid of Ribombee and Alcremie, which Ribombee usually goes down to Misty Explosion most of the time, and you KO your own lead to bring in the back Pokemon, which is going to be your Smeargle Terapagos. And the idea here is hopefully you're able to overwhelm your opponent with the combination of a Decorate Smeargle that gives your Terapagos a +2 special attack. With that Life of Terapagos Terra Starstorm, there is no resistance to it, and just sweep teams with there. You have Feint to help out with Wide Guard support. You have Quick Guard to help out against Fake Out if they do try to stall out the Tailwind turns, and of course Follow Me to help protect the Terapagos. So it's a really intricate team. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Incineroar, Tornadus, Miraidon, Farigiraf, Iron Hands, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. Weird to see no Whimsicott here, but I'm kind of okay with this for the most part. I think lead-wise, So Miraidon is going to be a little bit weird to handle, because the priority Tailwind is not exactly... Well, the thing is, would you even lead Miraidon? Are you thinking of Trick Room, or do you think Tailwind strategy? Because if you don't expect the Tailwind, then you're probably not leading Torn. So I kind of want to lead something else. I could probably just get away with Smeargle plus Terapagos. I think Smeargle plus Terapagos is probably okay. Yeah, I do think it's pretty all right. I think bring Ribombee back in case I need Tailwind, and then I'm going to bring the Torkoal if they try to get Trick Room up. I think that is the good way to handle this, because the Smeargle's fast and Terapagos naturally. We have a few things that we could go for, which is our Decorate. We also have a little bit of support. We don't have our own Fake Out, but we have... I think Decorate's going to really have to hard carry, which I think is fine for the most part. Let's see what they decide to go. Power-wise, it is going to be Terapagos, but we'll see what they decide to lead. They led Miraidon Torn. All right. I was not expecting that one. But I'm kind of okay with this, unless it depends on what the Torn clicks. I wonder if you're scared of Fake Out, or whether you're going to go for something like Taunt. Surprised to see Torn lead against this team. I don't know if I want to go for Follow Me or if I just want to go for Decorate immediately. I wouldn't mind going for Decorate. Plus Rock Polish is not too bad. I could get rid of the Electric Terrain. But I could also just go for a Decorate and try to get the KOs on both, which I don't think is actually that bad of a strategy. I'm going to go for Decorate and I'm going to go for Terra Starstorm. I get rid of the Electric Terrain. It had to Bleak Wind plus a Volt Switch, if anything. We're actually going to see the Torn Retreat, so Farigiraf going to come in, which makes sense. They might think this is Trick Room Smeargle, or they might just be fearful of Fake Out into Miraidon. But this works out. I guess their Electric Seed, I don't really care about that. That Farigiraf is going to get blown up, and then I can use Priority, which I do have Faint, I guess. Problem is, Torkoal might be useless in this game because I'm not going to be able... They probably won't be getting Trick Room up because I think the Farigiraf is going down to the +2 Life Orb Terra Starstorm. But should still be okay. Get rid of the Electric Terrain, so Miraidon's damage output is a lot less. We're going to see the Volt Switch. They target Miraidon, so I get to keep Sash on Smeargle, which isn't too bad. Let's see what they decide. If they go Torn, I can go for Faint. If it is Focus Sash next turn, yeah, it is going to be Torn. Not too surprising. I do get to Decorate off into the Terapagos. We will have +2 Terapagos on deck. And Starstorm into Torn. I guess the question is, do they want to click Discharge? Oh, it's not Sash on the Torn, which is surprising because the Whimsicott slot usually had Sash on this team. So I don't know what that Torn slot is, but it is just goodbye. That is pretty dang good, I would say. It really just depends. Miraidon's going to come back in. Ursaluna, all right, so they Discharge. They could go for Discharge, but the thing is, you have to be fearful of Wide Guard too. But this is where it gets awkward because I don't have Wide Guard on my team. So probably sacking the Smeargle is the way to go. Okay, yeah, I see the out. I go for Follow Me with the Smeargle. I go for the Protect with my Terapagos. I think there's only one option that screws me out of this, and I think that's if Blood Moon or Ursaluna decides to Protect instead of attack. We're going to see the Miraidon go for the Terra Electric, which is not too surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Discharge or if this is just a regular electric move, with both are fine in this case. We will protect Terapagos. Let's see what they decide to go for with the Miraidon. Gonna be Follow Me for the Smeargle because I want Smeargle to go down hopefully this turn. I'm hoping this is just 2 attacks right here. There is a Discharge, so that it was according to plan. If I stayed in with Terapagos like that, probably would have just got blown up. But the Discharge is going to come out into the Smeargle. Bring me down to my Focus Sash. If I had Wide Guard, I could have went for Wide Guard and probably been fine, but either way, this works out. Hyper Voice is going to come out into the Smeargle. Perfect. So Smeargle is going to go down, but the main plan was getting into Ribombee, and the reason why I wanted Ribombee is I want to make sure that Terapagos had a somewhat of a speed advantage. It was kind of weird for them to go for Tailwind because I did have that potential chance of Smeargle being Trick Room and just screwing them, because I think they would have just lost to Terapagos under Trick Room. Now I can go out into Ribombee with that Choice Scarf. We outspeed a Miraidon. They haven't gotten Tailwind up this game. I can go for my own Tailwind with Ribombee and just blow them up with the +2 Terra Starstorm. And that will be good game. Don't even need the Torkoal. So Ribombee gets the Tailwind up. No way to deny Tailwind here. And super effective hit into Miraidon +2. Blood Moon Ursaluna also doesn't have the best special defense in the world. So this is easy double knockout. And that is Smeargle Terapagos. Mind games are pretty fun, especially if they don't know the sets on the team. So they had to guess whether the Smeargle was Trick Room. They also had to fear the Fake Out potential, so they ended up going for the swap into Farigiraf. And because of that, I knew that pretty much Miraidon was never getting the KO because we got rid of the Electric Terrain turn 1 with the Terra. So all I had to do was just click Decorate and just get 2 knockouts because they had no switch into it. And that's the fun. If they don't have switch into Terapagos under +2 and I get the speed advantage, it's not a fun time. Mewtwo, Indeedee, Snorlax, Tornadus, Urshifu, and Raging Bolt. Redirection is pretty difficult. They have a Torn too. This does not look super pretty, but we'll try something and see how it goes. I'm gonna go with the Gonna go with Ribombee, and I think I want to go with Alcremie. I think I want the Misty Explosion available. I also want to make sure that Ribombee can't get taunted with Aroma Veil if they do lead Torn. And then I think in the back, this is a tough matchup. Tailwind plus Redirection. That is not easy per se, because if I want to decorate strat off, it's a lot more complicated. And I mean a lot more complicated. So let's see what we can try. But I do not think this is good. Even if they lead Entity, if they lead Torn, might be manageable, but Ribombee might go down. We're gonna see the lead. Mewtwo Entity. Okay. As we lead the Ribombee plus the Alcremie. Unnerved, so barriers can't get activated. Psychic Surge is gonna activate on the field. I wish Misty Surge kind of got rid of any terrain on the field. I don't know. Like, I know it gets the power from the Misty terrain, but why can't it get rid of all terrains? You know, let's just go for a Tailwind right away. Let's go for our Misty Explosion because I need damage on both. They're gonna go for Follow Me. This is probably Follow Me Expanding Force, unless the Mewtwo has some setup move, which is fine. But if they have a setup move, it's not exactly easy either. We will go for Misty Explosion. Let's get rid of our side of the field, hopefully, as we do nuke both our Alcremie and our Ribombee to get the free switch. Let's see what they have here. What does the Mewtwo click? Gonna be Expanding Force, sure. Okay, let's go Terapagos and let's go Smeargle. Wonder if we can knock out the Entity guaranteed here. It'd be tricky. I do want to go for the Terra Starstorm. It might KO the Mewtwo because we have a Life Orb, but I actually have no clue. Mewtwo doesn't actually have the worst bulk out there. But I am going to go for Terra Starstorm because we need to try and get rid of the Indy as fast as possible. If they try to Trick Room, then Decorate goes off, and I guarantee get the KOs. And if they go for Follow Me, then I think I get the KO on Mewtwo and at least damage onto the Indy, which at least is nice. So let's see if Terapagos Smeargle can clean up here, because it's going to be really important. So go for the Terra, get rid of the Psychic Terrain. So if they do have Expanding Force, it's not really going to be doing that much, and it's not a spread move anymore. Let's see. Are we going to say Protect? We are going to see Protect from the Mewtwo. So I think this was a potential attempt of a Trick Room. Nice. Okay, that's really good, actually. So they protected because they tried to get Trick Room up, and if they fail, they can bring out their Torn, I think, probably in the back. And are probably going to try to get Tailwind up again. So what this allowed me to do was get the KO on Entity, deny Trick Room, forcing a Follow Me. If Mewtwo attacked, I think it was going down to this Life Orb Terra Starstorm. And if we do see Torn coming out now, we're already set up, so we can just go for a Follow Me and a Starstorm. And I think we're in a pretty prime position. There are still things we do have to worry about, though. Actually, we don't have to Follow Me. There's no reason to Follow Me. I think we always click Feint into Torn, actually. No, we always click Feint into Torn, yeah. If Torn is in the back. Whatever is coming in the back probably actually will get Feinted. If it's Torn, if it's Urshifu coming in, we click Feint. If it's... What else did they have in the back? I don't even remember their full team. I just remember Mewtwo Entity. Raging Bolt, that's... I click Decorate. Yeah, I click Decorate. Because the reason we would have clicked Feint into Torn... Oh yeah, Snorlax, that was the last one. If it was the Torn, if it's Focus Sash, it can Tailwind and then Taunt if I do Follow Me, so that was never to play. I think I always Feint to break a Sash, and then the Terra Storm would KO the Torn, and that means that Urshifu can't get into a position where my Smeargle can't redirect, and they have Tailwind up, which is something that they could have set up for, because they could have taunted the Smeargle into a Tailwind if they had Urshifu, because the Mewtwo would have gone down. Now I just guarantee the position by decorating and going for the Starstorm right here. So I have a +4 Starstorm, which I don't know what the Bolt set is. It probably is Assault Vest. Will we KO? We'll find out, but they can't KO Smeargle because I have a Focus Sash. And unless Terapagos is a victim of very unfortunate RNG, we should be fine here. Yeah, so it's Assault Vest Raging Bolt, which is not too surprising. All right, what does a bolt click? Does a bolt click? Draco Meteor. Okay, into Smeargle. I don't know why Draco Meteor in this Smeargle specifically. Thunderbolt would make more sense. I guess it depends, but I think that should just secure it here. Let's see what their last is. If it's Urshifu, we're clicking Faint into Terra Starstorm. And if it's Torn, I mean, if it's Torn, we do the same thing, yes. So it's Urshifu in the back. If they have Terra Ghost, okay, so they would have to be very specific here because they didn't Terra at all. They have to be Terra Ghost Focus Sash. That is the only set I think that could potentially allow them to have a chance of winning this game. Yeah, that'd be the only way they could win this game. So I will feint the Urshifu and I will go for the Terra Starstorm. This breaks the potential Focus Sash, so as long as it wasn't Terra Ghost, I wasn't sure if they're going to Terra Ghost here, but this should work out because Terra Starstorm will pick up the KO onto Urshifu. They had to be Sash Terra Ghost specifically because then you can Aqua Jet to Smeargle, you avoid any feint situation, Smeargle goes down, and then you could close combat the Terrapagos, and I think that would probably knock. I think it would probably knock out after the Life Orb chip. But thankfully, we're not dealing with that today. Koraidon, Golden Go, Tornadus, the... Oh boy, this is going to be tough. Incineroar, Rillaboom, Walking Wake. So... this is going to be tricky because Koraidon, Flame Charge... Like, Koraidon's already a bad matchup for Terrapagos. But Torn as well... I think I have to lead Smeargle and Ribombee and hope I bring the Alcremie in the back and bring the Terrapagos. I don't think this matchup is good. They have so much that can just screw me over. The double fake out. Well, it wouldn't be normally annoying in most cases. The fact that they actually have Koraidon, which is actually like a huge threat. And Koraidon teams not really like known for their Tailwind stuff. The fact that they have Tailwind on this is actually really bad. Walking Wake plus Incineroar, so they didn't lead it though, which I'll take for sure because they're giving me opportunities to set up, which 100% happy with. I'm gonna go for a Tailwind, and I'm actually gonna go hard into Alcremie, I think. Now you might be thinking, why am I making this play? Is because I think Smeargle has overall value because of the follow me. I think if Alcremie goes down, or I'm just hoping Ribombee goes down. Like if Ribombee goes down, it's actually like perfect. I need to get like a few decorates off into my Terrapagos. Oh, I guess they're scared of like a random Moonblast or a fake out Moonblast, yeah. Oh, they do not know what Ribombee's ability is, but that actually makes it awkward. Because I wanted a free switch. I was hoping they would take a knockout there. I do have Encore though, which is actually kind of big. So I can Encore into either Protect or I could Encore into Fake Out. Oh man, it's like a buffet here. It's like, what are my options? I have quite a few here. I think I would Encore to Fake Out. Yeah, I would like to Encore to Fake Out. I'll say Ribombee because it still is pretty nice to have Tailwind in the later parts of the game. And I have no idea what the Walking Wake is going to click here. I think like Incineroar is just going to try to Parting Shot here realistically. I just don't know what the Walking Wake is going to try to accomplish. Ooh, they withdraw Walking Wake. Oh, that's so nice actually. Golden Go. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I get an Encore off into the Incineroar. Awesome. Was not expecting that one, but it's working out. They were definitely scared of fairy type moves there. I get to go for a Rock Polish with my Terrapagos. I like the idea of just setting up a Decorate into my Terrapagos as well. The Incineroar probably going to retreat. If I can get to +4, I think I nuke everything on their team, barring a Assault Vest on one of the Pokemon. So all I need is +4. If they go for Make It Rain, that's okay. We're going to see the Incineroar retreat into the Walking Wake, and now we know they don't have the combination of Torn plus Koraidon, so it probably is, I'd imagine, the Koraidon on the back. So I think as long as I get to +4 with Decorate, I'm pretty sure I KO everything on their team. So that's what I'm going to try to set up for. Make it rain, so Terra Shell, and then I also have the Alcremie, which actually survives the hit, which is actually kind of huge. I'll take it. Pretty sure that's not Specs damage. Terra Starstorm, I think, probably just KOs the Wake. I kind of like the idea of going for the Terra Starstorm in the Wake, and I like the idea of just decorating my Terrapagos, because I don't want to protect and then they switch to Instant and then they have Fake Out Pressure the next turn. If they protect, this is fine too, because next turn I get my Smeargle in, I get to click Decorate plus the Starstorm, and then I think I just blow up their team afterward. So it was not the root of how I was thinking that this was going to be set up, but it works out huge for me. So I get to +4. Make it rain once again. This is going to hurt a bit. Yeah, but do I want to go out into Smeargle or do I want to go into Ribombee? I think I always go out into Smeargle. I don't think I need the recovery, especially with Terra. I'll get my recovery back, or at least I'll get some health back with how much HP I gain with Terrapagos. So bring out the Smeargle. We're at +4. Say hello to Terra Starstorm. Say hello to Decorate. So I get to +6, I guess. I brought in Smeargle because I can just go for a quick guard the next turn when the Incineroar comes back in. And if it is the Assault Vest Incineroar, I do want to have access to a +6. So I'm pretty sure the Terrapagos just wins now, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Gold would have to survive and get a crit, but I just don't think Golden goes bulky enough. Walking Wake sure as heck is not bulky enough. It doesn't have a Assault Vest, that's confirmed. Maybe there's a Focus Sash in somewhere on this team, and it's like Focus Sash on the Wake. Maybe I should have went for the Feint instead. But you know what? I don't think that they really should run Focus Sash Wake. Yeah, it is not Focus Sash Wake. Goodbye Walking Wake and goodbye Golden Go. And then this should be what? Incineroar Miraidon. And then I click Quick Guard into the Terra Starstorm, and I think that wraps it up. Unless they have something crazy, but I just don't really see. Even if they have a Focus Sash, I guess if they have Focus Sash on the Incineroar, maybe. Focus Sash Incineroar isn't too unheard of, but I'm always clicking Quick Guard here because I haven't revealed it yet. If they actually have Quick Guard, if they actually have Focus Sash on the Incineroar, I will be sad because it has to be Focus Sash and Flare Blitz into Pagos for like how I would lose this. But I will trust in my instinct that this isn't, and this is just going to be a fake out. So I will Quick Guard. We have our Rock Polish, so we're guaranteed to outspeed the Koraidon this turn. I guess it could be Scarf Koraidon, sure. But yes, we are able to get the Terra Starstorm, and because we get this one hit off, we should guarantee the game. I'm pretty sure this just knocks that up. It's +6. Yeah. So was able to bully a bit just because I think I don't think they were familiar with Ribombee. I think Shield Dust is such an incredible ability. Like the fact it's a free cover cloak basically. But the thing is, it's on very few good Pokemon. Like Ribombee is actually the one that actually takes the most advantage of it. I think Pavilion, which is like the other good user, or like, you know, like the only other user, is it has Friend Guard as well. So it's actually like really good support wise there. But its stats are not great at all. But yeah, +6 Terrapagos. What can you do? Lugia, Fluttermane, Sinistra, Mamoswine, Talonflame, Malamar. There's some crazy teams that just don't disappoint. There's some crazy teams that just don't disappoint. Okay. Talonflame's actually hard because they have a priority Brave Bird that just outspeeds KOs the Ribombee unless I want to go for a Feint and a Talonflame turn 1 and click Tailwind. which I don't know if I exactly want to do. They have redirection with the Sinistra, which is not pretty. This is going to be actually kind of tough. I think I want to go with Smeargle Terapagos. And then in the back, I think it's Ribombee. I think I need a second decorator just in case. Well, they have Sinistra. I kind of doubt this is a Trick Room team. I don't think their speed tiers are that slow. Well, I guess Malamar could have Trick Room where they have support for the Malamar. I'm not really too concerned about the Malamar yet. I guess superpowers can build up over time. I'm just grasping straws on like what I'm trying to figure out, like what their team does. They have a Mamoswine, they have a Talonflame, and they're like, okay, those are good offensive Pokemon, I suppose. Lugia Talonflame is not a thing I would have expected, but all right. Terapagos plus Smeargle. I'm not afraid of Lugia damage output wise. I kind of like the idea of just going for a decorate into the Terapagos if they try to set up a Tailwind immediately. And I actually like the idea of going for the Rock Polish, because if I can take advantage of if I can outspeed them in Tailwind, it doesn't matter. Although granted, they could have the Taunt on Talonflame. I don't know if they're going to click it immediately. We'll find out together. But so it depends. If they have Tailwind, they can go for it. They could double up the Smeargle, which I don't think doubling up the Smeargle is too bad. They actually do go for the Tailwind, which is perfect for me. I don't know what Lugia is clicking. Maybe Calm Mind. No, they go for the Aeroblast and they target down my the Terapagos, which is fine. Okay. That did more damage than I thought. That's a critical hit. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think it should be doing that much. We do get to decorate with the Terapagos. All right. And now we have a Rock Polish. So now we're in an okay spot. It's not super ideal, but we do have options. I wonder if I should break the Multiscale or the Gale Wings, or do I want to go for another decorate into Terapagos? I could also go for Follow Me and just the Starstorm. I don't know if that's exactly worth it. I think I do want to go. I kind of want to go greedy, but I think at the same time, no, actually, I think a Feint is always better than a Lugia. I think breaking that Multiscale is actually like more important than just going for a Protect. As long as this isn't Leftovers Lugia, which I don't know based on their team. They do have a Sinistra though, so I do have to keep that in mind. Feint. U-turn. All right. What's Lugia doing? Extra Sensory. A Psychic type move that can flinch you. All right. I mean, if they're disrespecting the Smeargle, I mean, I could have decorated my own Terapagos that turn, but you know what? Do I want to go for the Terracomido? I think so. At this point, I do. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I will go for the Rock Polish once again, because that gives me another speed advantage, which is actually kind of crucial here. So I will go for the Terra. I'll live the attacks from the Talonflame and the Lugia. At least I'm pretty sure that I should with the HP boost. The crit was kind of unfortunate because the damage was actually kind of a lot more than I was expecting there. You turn into Smeargle, so they might be doubling up the Smeargle, which is fine. If they spread the attacks out, then it actually works out really well in my favor. But I imagine you want to make sure that Decorate doesn't come out. So is the Sinistra? Malamar, all right. And it's floating. We're faster than a Lugia, which is interesting to note. Hydro Pump. Sure. All right, we have +4 Terapagos. I think it's time to click Feint. Do I think the Malamar is Sash? Out of anything on this team, it's probably like Mamoswine most likely. Like, I could Feint the Lugia in case I want to expect Sinistra to bring in the Multiscale, but you know what? Let's just Feint the Malamar. Let's just go for Terra Starstorm. I think that we're in a good position. They Terra something. So whatever's getting Terra'd is taking super effective damage. We're going to see the Terra from Malamar. Going to be the... If you are Sash Terra Ghost, they got me. I do not think this is going to be Focus Sash Terra Ghost. Terra Starstorm guaranteed to hit through because it's not normal type. It is Stellar type, which is completely different. And we should blow up both of these if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Lugia survives. Smeargle live that? All right. So I need to hope that they don't have speed control here. I'm going for the Protect with Terapagos. They protect the Malamar, which is perfectly acceptable. Oh shoot, this doesn't even work. This doesn't even work. Oh boy, it recovered. Can I was thinking I could try to get the free switch to Ribombee to Pollen Puff, but then I forgot I rock polished twice, so I outspeed regardless. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do. I guess I'm gonna feint the Lugia and I'm gonna go for a Terra Starstorm. Because I can't protect. I'm actually surprised Lugia actually survived the +4. I thought that was Assault Vest and that's why I took it, but nope, it's just Lugia. Terra Starstorm will KO the Malamar and the Lugia. I can't believe it was actually Terra Ghost Focus Sash on the Malamar. And I think I'm probably going to lose because of it, because I didn't click follow me with Smeargle, because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a Focus Sash Malamar. All right. Let's figure out what this last is. We got rid of the restricted. I think I go Alcremie here. Let's see what they decide to go. Mammal Swine. Huh. Unfortunately, I think I have 2 frail Pokemon left. Talonflame comes out. I think I gotta hope that they lock in an Encore for some reason. I'm gonna feint the Mammal Swine. I just don't see the out, man. I'm gonna Encore the Talonflame. All right, feint the Mammal Swine in case it is. Well, actually, no, it can't be Focus Sash. But damage on Mammal Swine might matter for a crit chance. They did actually go for the Tailwind, so it's Earthquake coming out. Okay, my out is very Life Orb. Is that enough chip? Is that enough chip for Moonblast? Ribombee unfortunately only has base 95 special attack. Unfortunately, I just don't see it here. If it does come out, super hype. But I am not expecting much here. I will decorate, because I think my win con is Ribombee's faster than Mammal Swine, Moonblast crits the Mammal Swine, KOs the Mammal Swine, and then I can decorate my Ribombee to get a +2 so it can maybe KO the Talonflame after certain situations. Tailwind comes out. Moonblast comes out. Ribombee! No, not even a critical hit I think would have gotten it. And Earthquake. The ground it's quaking is so large. And of course they crit the Ribombee, but I don't think it matters. I think I would have been in Ice Shard range, but because Malamar, man. You know what? That's sometimes the risk you have to take on these well, whenever you're playing Stadium Ladder, really, but this is why I think the Great Ball and Ultra Ball tiers are some of the hardest tiers you could go through, because I was not prepared for the Focus Sash Malamar. I was expecting any other Malamar set, not Focus Sash. If it wasn't Focus Sash, oh, and Terragos, it had to be both, man. All right, the games I think can just be summed up by setting up that Terapagos with the Decorate, and if you are able to set that up correctly, you are able to overwhelm opponents. The only situation that didn't happen was in game 4, because the only thing that was stopping me was it actually had to be Terra Ghost Focus Sash Malamar. Like, I would have had to follow me, but they made a great play. They had the option that gave them the out in the situation, and they got it right. So that's something you do have to watch out for, is what does the opponent have. But overall, I think a lot of this team, we were able to get into a nice position with the Ribombee getting that tailwind up, allowing for Terrapagos to be decorated by either the Smeargle and Alcremie, and then setting up for that Terra Starstorm, and a Rock Polish was really clutch in some certain situations. Overall, I think the team is really fun. I do think there are a lot of fundamental flaws. There are a few things that I think this team doesn't really exactly appreciate. The problem is you are relying a lot into Terrapagos, so you will have to tear the Terrapagos, so you don't have really a spare option to really go for a Terra anything else. And there are a few Pokemon that do seem pretty troubling to, I think, this team composition in general, which mainly is Redirection. I think Redirection is pretty difficult for this team. If they do end up bringing the Prankster Tailwind, it can actually be a little bit tough. So the team is not perfect, or Shifu also can be a little bit of a weird mon to handle depending on like the set and the rest of the partners. So I mean, you do have to keep in mind, but overall was really fun to try out. If you would like to check it out, the rental code's on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. Otherwise, you can check out the details of the team and the creator down below in the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.